The Asheville East KOA in Swannanoa, North Carolina, first opened for business in 1970. Unfortunately, in September of 2024, it sustained extensive damage due to Hurricane Helene and has been closed until Labor Day of 2025. Well, we have just arrived at the Asheville East KOA, and we are already hooked up and set up. We're right by the road. There's quite a bit of road noise here, but I think at night it'll actually be like white noise. It'll actually help us sleep. But after 55 years, generations of campers have enjoyed coming to this KOA. And I know I've seen a lot of online chatter about people who are interested to see the park after it has reopened. And did a lot of damage. This video was filmed the third week of October of 2025, and this was our very first visit to the KOA here in Swannanoa. It's really hard to contemplate the damage that was caused by what appears to be a lazy little creek. However, after Helene, this river rose to such a level that it actually crested the road and the railroad at the entrance to the park, and entire homes were floating down the river. This lake is located on the other side of the river from the campground, and up until Helene, this was actually part of the campground as well. The office staff was very friendly, very helpful when we checked in. There is a very small general store with some basic necessities, but I'm told by the staff that they have plans to expand that offering in the near future. The swimming pool is only open between May and September. I don't know if this little food trailer is a permanent fixture in the park, but they did have coffee and Danish and things like that. They have not reconstructed their bathhouse, so this little trailer here on the right contained 3 stalls that had toilets, showers, and sinks. This playground is located immediately behind the office and adjacent to Site A32. On the other side of the entrance road, there's a dog park, and also this gaga ball, and also this bounce pillow. I've never seen anything like this, but the kids seem to enjoy it. So it's like a trampoline, and you just take your shoes off and climb up there and bounce away. I'm going to take you on a little drive-through of the park, so you might want to refer to this map as we go through. I didn't do a drive-through of the tent camping area, but it is located across the river and then to the left and up a hill, and that section was open as well. The staff informed me that it's going to take several years to get the entire park back open, but as they do the remodeling, they're trying to enhance everything. For instance, all of the spots that are currently open for RVs have all been upgraded to full hookup sites. The lakeside sites eventually will reopen. In the spring of next year, they have plans to have a company come in and dredge the lake. It originally was 14 feet deep, but due to all the sediment that washed down the river, it's now only 2 feet deep, and frankly, in some places it looked like it was only inches deep. If you'll stick around to the end, I've got some drone video that you might find interesting that showed an overview of the park and some of the surrounding landscape. Sites A1 through A32, and also sites B1 through B9 and B30, 31, and 32 are all back-end sites. Sites B10 through B29 are all pull-through sites. And all of their sites that are currently open are 30 and 50 amp, and they are all full hookup. As you enter the park, there's a main roadway that goes from the office down across a little bridge that crosses the Swannanoa. The campsites on the left of the road had a lot of very large trees and obviously had been there for many, many years. On the right side, or the east side of that road, I noticed there were very few trees and there were a lot of new trees that had been planted. I don't know if that's the way it was before the storm, but it was one observation. So if you like a lot of trees, I would pick the sites on the left of the main entrance road. The wooden fence you'll see as we round the bend here is their storage facility for people that want to leave their campers there and have the convenience of not having to take it back and forth to the house. Sites B28 and B29 that we're passing are also riverfront sites. I wanted to mention as well that there is Wi-Fi in the park, and that was included in the cost of the campsite, and it worked very, very well. As a reminder, Site A32 is located immediately next to the playground. If you have kids, that might be the perfect spot for you, but if you don't and you want some peace and quiet, probably ought to look somewhere else in the park. That stairway right there leads up to a restaurant that I'm told serves really delicious hot dogs. We are passing Site A10, which is where we were camped. Sites A10 through A1 are what they consider their riverfront sites and have a slight premium on pricing. Likewise, Site B28 and B29 on the other side of the park are also considered riverfront lots. We thoroughly enjoyed our visit to the Asheville East KOA. The only downside, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, was there was quite a bit of roadway noise, but it wasn't terrible, and it's the type of thing that after a day of being in the park we kind of got used to. The Asheville East KOA is very conveniently located. It is about 14 miles from downtown Asheville, which is only about a 20-minute drive, and it's about 4 miles west of Black Mountain, which is a quaint little town. This road you see in the middle of your screen is Highway 70, and that is the road that passes the entrance of the park, and then the road you can see there in the trees, that's Interstate 40. And the entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway was only about 6 or 7 miles from the park off of Tunnel Road. And if you use that entrance, you're only about a third of a mile, maybe half a mile to the Folk Arts Center. And then, of course, you can go either direction on the parkway to see some beautiful scenery. That area right in the center of your screen, it's hard to tell from the air, but that is a nice little hill, and on top of that hill is their tent camping area. I hope you enjoyed this campground review, and I hope you'll take the opportunity to visit the Asheville East KOA. I think you'll enjoy it. We certainly did. And until then, good camping.